OK, welcome back to the Football Show. As you can see, we still have Paul Merson with us reacting to last night's European action and as well to the breaking news this morning that Frank Lampard have appointed, Coventry City have appointed Frank Lampard as their head coach on a 2.5-year deal. Do you see that as a good fit? We were hoping he'd get back into football at some point. You don't want to leave it too long. How do you think about this?
Yeah, I like it. I like Frank. I like Frank as a manager. People forget what he did at Chelsea the first time round. I know they had a transfer embargo, but the players he brought through, was absolutely amazing. Mm-hmm. I'm a big fan of his. He loves football. He wants to get back. I think he proves that every time. If he loses his job, he wants to jump straight back on the horse and go again. And, he believes in his ability. And I think this is a good job. I really think this is a good job. I think he can get these rolling. I think they're in a false position at the moment, Coventry, and I think they could get on a run. If they get on a run, who knows? They can get in the playoffs. There's a long way to go in this championship, and I like the appointment. I'm really pleased for him, and I really hope he does well. I really do. He's a good man. Good man.
And good to have more English coaches as well in these, coaching positions and head coach roles too.
Yeah, I think so. I think that's the main thing as well. That's another good thing. We're talking about the lad at Hull, we're talking about the lad coming in from Turkey. It's hard. It's hard. This is like the second best tier league in the world. There's no league like this, underneath the Premier League. You go to Serie A and the Liga, their leagues below are nowhere near the standard of this. And I think you need people that know their football. You have to have knowledge. And, I think it does help. It does help with being an English manager. And I say that because you ain't got time to settle. You haven't. The games come thick and fast now. The international breaks are over now till March, and it is relentless. I played in this league a couple of times, and they come thick and fast. They come thick and fast, the games now. And it's the same with a player. You buy a foreign player, you've got to give them time to settle. You don't get a lot of time. You play Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday. You look at Middlesbrough, talk about my old team. They absolutely destroyed Oxford at the weekend. 3 days later, they can't score against Blackburn. That's how relentless and how hard this league is. So I like the appointment of Frank. Yeah, I like it a lot.
Yeah. Right. Leicester look to appoint actually a foreign manager, but certainly not foreign to English football in the Premier League, Van Nistelrooy. What do you make of that, if that happens?
Yeah. I mean, he had 3 games. He beat Leicester twice, so it's not a bad audition, is it? Beating Leicester twice, they probably thought, he was the one that beat them and not Man United. So it'll be interesting. Let's be honest. If he wasn't at Man United for them few games, stayed on and done well, he wouldn't be getting this job, I don't think. So, hopefully he takes advantage of it. And good luck to him. He was a top player, and hopefully he can do and turn Leicester around. Do I think Leicester can get turned around? No, I don't think they can. I think they'll be relegated. I've watched them too many times this season, and I don't see him staying up. But good luck to him, and staying there for them 3 games has probably helped him get the job.
Absolutely. Right. We're going to talk Arsenal. We're moving swiftly on. Mikel Arteta described their win over Sporting as actually the best away performance in Europe since he took charge. Did you see it that way?
Oh, 100%. I don't think Sporting are as good as what everybody says they are. I don't buy into that one. The Portuguese league's not the greatest, but the Man City result makes the Arsenal result look even better when, in that game, Man City really destroyed Sporting for a long period of that game. And if they'd have got the second, I think they would have done what Arsenal done. But this is Arsenal's best team. That is their best 11 they put out on Tuesday night. And when that team is out on the pitch and they're all firing and they're all fit, this is one good football team. And if Arteta can keep these players fit, he's been without Rice, he's been without Odegaard. If he can keep these players fit, they will go on a run, and they will be challenging. There's no question, but they've got to stay fit because that 11 as a team is top draw.
Yeah. Do you think they're actually getting back to their best now after a little bit of a wobble?
Yeah, the last two games, I thought Forest, they were outstanding against Forest when they needed to be, and then they just dropped it down into second gear. But they were outstanding, brilliant performance against Sporting. Yeah, Odegaard makes a difference. We talk about Man City and Rodri. It's the same with Odegaard. Odegaard makes things happen. He knits it together for them. He brings the best out in Saka as well, even more out of him, even though he's an amazing player. And, fit Declan Rice, with Partey sitting in front of the back four, he can bomb on. They got 4 very, very good defenders, a good goalkeeper. They're a good team, but they've all got to stay fit, like Liverpool have so far this season. Van Dijk, Salah, all their big players have been fit for the whole of the season so far. So, long as they stay fit, Arsenal will be on a roll.
Right, Ruben Amorim, he's going to take charge of his first game at Old Trafford tonight. He's had a bit more time to work with his players. What were your early impressions of United under him? Did it emphasise actually even just how big a job he faces, not just on the pitch, but everything that comes with being a Manchester United manager?
Yeah, that was a bit that worried me more than it. Yeah, it's a big job for it. It's a massive job. I think the interview after when he said, I've done a load of interviews, I haven't stopped doing interviews, that's going to be it now. No, it won't be it. This is the best league in the world. Everybody wants to talk to you before a game and after a game and during the week. That's the way it is. He'll have to get used to that, which is going to be difficult to start with. It was hard for Man United the other day. To go and play the way they played is not easy. The way he wants to play the game, the way he gets his teams to play 3-4-3 is difficult. You've got wing-backs that have got to get up and down. You've got 3 centre-halves that are probably going to have to spread out and go and defend wide. I didn't expect anything more. I thought it would be a difficult game against Ipswich. It turned out to be that. But when you go 1-0 up after a minute or two, really should have a little bit more about you to steady that game, and for the next 20-odd minutes, just sort of kill the game a bit. That didn't happen. Within 2 minutes, I think 3 minutes, Ipswich were having a shot up the other end. You can't let that happen. And there's a lot to be done at Man United, a lot of work, and he knows that and he realised that. But the one bit that worried me was about the interviews. This is the Premier League, and every country in the world will want to be talking to him now.
Yeah, welcome to Manchester United and all that comes with it. What about getting the best out of some of his key players? Amorim's spoken about Marcus Rashford wanting him to want it himself in order to return to form. Obviously, he scored at the weekend. What do you put his recent struggles down to, and can that be fixed?
I think that can be fixed. I'm a great believer that the cream always rises to the top. I think, that always happens. But that takes hard work. It's hard work. I think the one trick we all miss, we talk about talent, we talk about great players, but the great players work hard. That's what they do to get to where they are. They work so hard. And he's worked hard to get to where he is. It's hard for him at the moment. He's never really had this situation where, he's not the first choice anymore. He's been up and down. He's got to get a little bit consistent. I don't like him as centre forward. I don't think he's a centre forward. I think having his back to play is not Marcus Rashford holding the ball up, and he needs to be running with the ball at goal and not having his back to goal. So I don't know where they're going to find a place for him in this team. That's my big worry. Because he likes to play the 2 10s behind. One of them's going to be Bruno Fernandes, whatever happens. And then you've got to fight with the other fight who's going to be the next one. But until Man United get a centre forward, I don't see this working full stop. They need a centre forward. And at the moment, the way they're going to play, it won't work with what they got up front at the moment. But Rashford, I hope he gets it back. A bit of hard work, and he'll get back. He just needs that confidence. There's one thing, alien football, if we could all bottle up one thing when we were playing, it would be our confidence. Because when you're confident, completely different player.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been great to have you on, Paul. It's been a pleasure. You had a busy night last night. You were on with us this morning. There's no stopping. Thank you.
I'm on tonight. I'm on today. I'm on NFL today.
Paul Merson TV.
Don't tell Clinton that.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you.
Let's get more out of last night's Champions League action, as Liverpool are the first club to guarantee at least a place in the playoff stage of the competition after making it 5 wins from 5 by beating Real Madrid. Michael's here to go with it, go through it for us. This new format, I'm a fan. Not everyone is, though. Are we at this stage of the group stage seeing the benefit of it?
Yeah, but by this time of the year, the old format would have left us with one game left to go. And a lot of the places in the last 16 would have already been decided. Now, let's take a look at the table. Look at this. Now, it takes time to get used to, but I'm beginning to really like it. Yes, there are 2 extra games in January, but no team's guaranteed a top 8 place yet. And only Liverpool are guaranteed a playoff place. Inter Milan are almost there, but at the bottom, 3 teams have no points, but nobody is eliminated
Even the
yet.
ones on 0 points?
Yeah, so they're not eliminated just yet, and all the 5 British teams have it all to play for. Now, let's look at Celtic. Still have a chance of reaching the knockout stage for the first time since 2016. I also like that there's more big games. You know, you look at Liverpool, like Liverpool v Real Madrid and Bayern v PSG this week. Not playing all the teams complicates things, but it means there are so many permutations and things outside the control of teams. I do feel it's been a success.
Yeah, I agree. I think, you know, in a couple of years' time, we'll almost have forgotten about the old system and we'll be properly into this one, particularly if it carries on going like this.
Yeah.
So you mentioned there, Liverpool are into the playoff places. Does that mean they can relax a bit now? How's it shaping up for them?
No, not necessarily. These are the games they've got. They've got Girona away on December the 10th and Lille at home and PSV away. The only thing I would probably say, Matt, if they get a good result against Girona and they've qualified by then, we know January is so busy domestically. We've got the FA Cup. We've got potentially the Carabao Cup semi-finals for Liverpool. They're away to Southampton, I think, in the quarter-final. They've got the title race, and we know what great shape they're in. So maybe by then... I mean, Arne Slot, he's watching how you say, he's probably thinking, Michael, I totally disagree. I'm playing my first team in all of these. What are you on about, mate? But I'm just thinking ahead. January is such a really crucial time. It's chock-a-block. And, of course, this season, we're going to have 2 European matches, which we've never had before.
Yeah.
I don't want to walk back now. I don't know why I did that.
Yeah, you're getting a bit close there, mate.
Yeah.
I tell you what, we're going to appreciate those games in January when they come along, though, because, you know, it's more football, it's more quality football to look ahead to.
Yep.
How about Manchester City, then? Because their poor run of form has set them back in the Champions League. 1 draw, 1 defeat in the last 2 games. It's looking tricky for them, isn't it?
Yeah, of course. I mean, we look at their fixtures now. They got Juve on December the 11th. We go back to it again, January. They're not in the League Cup, so they won't have those semi-finals in January, but they will have plenty of games. Will they be in the title race around then? We don't know. You know, if they lose Sunday, it's fair to say that they could be out of it. I mean, never back against Manchester City. They've always recovered well, but it will be some gap this time around, and we've not seen them lose and concede goals like this, have we really, Matt? So they're away to PSG, which will be a crucial game. Club Brugge at home, you'd expect them to win, but by then, how tough will it be? We'll wait and see. Intriguing rest of the season for Manchester City Football Club.
Equally, they could easily go and win all 3 of those games, couldn't they?
Absolutely.
Manchester City. They're not the only big names that are surprising strugglers so far, though. Even in this expanded tournament, could we see a shock exit, someone not going through to the next round?
Well, if I said to you Real Madrid are 24th in the league, you'd probably say to me, well, I'm talking about basketball. but that's the way we are in this new format at the moment. Like, the majority, I think, do like it. PSG are in 25th as well. We look at the fixtures. Look, Atalanta, Europa League winners last season, doing excellent again this season.
Tough game.
That is a really, really tough game. RB Salzburg, you're going to have to expect Real Madrid to win that one in January. Away to Brest, who have impressed a lot this season as well. RB Salzburg, again, for PSG, just like Real Madrid, but the difference is this time they're away from home. What a game that is. January 22nd, oi. Home on the 22nd, January 22nd, Manchester City, and then they finish against Stuttgart. Do you know what? This little wrap, 5-minute wrap, in conclusion, I know it's more games. I prefer this format, Matt.
Yeah.
Who cares what I think, but I do prefer it.